going on, YouTube? It is Anshel Michelle, aka owner of Anshel's Crafting Corner. It is February the 1st. How y'all doing? It's been a while since I've been on here. It's been about, I think, 6 weeks. So we have a lot to catch up on. But let's start with where have I been? Well, I know I wanted to do Vlogmas, and I started off, and I think I was doing pretty good. But then things just started happening with my phone and just, I think, my mind in general, because my phone was just giving me all kinds of problems. I was having trouble recording. I was having trouble editing. I was having trouble uploading to YouTube. I don't think it was a YouTube problem. I think it was a phone problem. I don't know if it's because of space, although I tried cleaning out my phone so many times. I don't know if it's because my phone's a little bit older. It's just a little glitchy. I don't know, and I still don't know. I've cleaned out my phone so many times, and I've deleted apps. I've transferred photos and videos from my phone to my computer. Yeah, so it's been yeah. But I don't know. It was just not easy for me to finish out Vlogmas. One, because of my phone. But number two is because I had a little bit of a surprise show up at my door on the 20th. Let me tell you a story. So December 19th is my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. And Michael and I didn't do anything because it was a really bad, I don't remember if it was a windstorm. No, I'm sorry, I don't remember if it was a rainstorm. It may have been like a really bad rainstorm. But it was a very, very bad windstorm, to the point where we were advised by local officials and meteorologists that we should stay indoors because the threat of down power trees and lines, I'm sorry, let me go back. Because the threat of down trees and power lines and blackouts was significant. And I know that's true because I was supposed to have a show on the 20th. It was going to be a small show from like 11 to 3 at a local daycare a couple of towns away from me. And Friday night, I think around 9 o'clock, we all got an email that they were going to cancel the show because they lost power and they didn't know if they were going to get it back in time. And come to think of it, I still have not gotten my $50 back from them. Oops. So that was problem number one. Problem two, well, not problem, but event number two for that day, the 20th, is, busy. So Michael and I were supposed to go to his nephew's wedding about an hour away on Saturday night. And it was just, I really did not feel like going. I was already tired. I was already, upset because my show had been canceled. I mean, I understand why it was canceled, but I was still upset because it would have been my last show of the year. And on top of that, we didn't get to do anything for our anniversary. So it was like, it's kind of sad we couldn't do anything for our anniversary, although, Mother Nature decided to kick me in the butt about it. I told Michael, I said, do we have to go? He's like, yeah, let's just go. I was like, all right, fine. So we're getting ready, and I get a text from my mom, and I didn't realize she had tried texting me earlier that evening, or called me. My phone was charging, and I guess I had the volume down too low that I couldn't hear anything. So she finally got a hold of me. She goes, where have you been? I said, we've been at home, but we've just been, doing this, that, or the other, and I didn't hear my phone. She goes, are you home? I said, yeah, but we're getting ready to go out. We're going to a wedding. She goes, oh, because one, happy anniversary, and two, I ordered you guys dinner to have it delivered, and they're going to be there shortly. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So she goes, well, should I call and cancel? I said, yeah, you know what? Call them, cancel today. Ask them if they can just, do it for tomorrow. So in the meantime, Michael and I are finished getting ready. We're actually getting in the car, and we're about a block away. My mom texts me back, says, I can't cancel. They're on their way. Like, and by this time, I'm irritated. I'm tired. I'm just like, all right, babe, I'm so sorry. Can you take me home? Because the food's going to be there and I don't want it to, go bad sitting out in the cold, outside, in the doorway. It was cold, so it probably would have been preserved, but you can't really trust that. So in the meantime, I asked, well, why don't you just stay home? Because we're already running late. I said, it's an hour away. By the time you get there, I think the ceremony had already finished. I said, you're just going to be there for food and reception. I said, and from the looks of it, it's not going to be very long. He goes, no, I want to go. I'm like, all right, fine, go. I was so upset. But I got home. I said, all right. I said, I'm waiting for I text my mom. I said, okay, I'm home. I'm going to wait for this guy the delivery guy to show up. And in the meantime, I got my boots off. I put my sneakers on because I knew as soon as there was a knock at the door, my dog, this one, Chloe, was going to go nuts and try to beat me to the door to try to get out. Funny thing is, I have a screen door where I can, it's almost like a small deadbolt on the screen door. And I have a window screen that I can put down inside the door, for easier access, which makes it a blessing for Halloween. So I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, okay, delivery's here. Oh, God. Of course, Chloe's going nuts. So real quick, I got her to go back upstairs. I opened the door. I'm not even looking at the person yet. I opened the inside door and I reach up to pull down the window and somebody's standing there. I didn't realize who it was. It was my sister. My sister sitting there with the biggest grin on her face. Mind you, she had her hoodie up, so I thought it was just a random delivery guy. So her hoodie's up. She turns around. She looks at me with the biggest smile on her face. And it took me like 2 seconds to realize who it was. So mind you guys, my sister lives in North Carolina. And I'm like, what are you doing here? I was flipping out and I was crying. Because I was just so tired and aggravated and upset and just feeling all the emotions at that point. And I said, what are you doing here? I said, who's with you? I was expecting maybe one of my nephews to be with her. And I look out, my mom's car is here. My mom was here. So she had this whole elaborate thing that she was having food delivered, but when they got here, it was going to be, my sister was going to be the delivery person. Mind you, they didn't have any food for me, so thanks. I really appreciate it. But, yeah, so it was just, oh my God. So they were here for like, what equaled out to be about 2 days, because they were here Saturday night. They finally got to my house about 7 o'clock. I want to say about 7 o'clock they got to my house. They were here all day Sunday. And they were going home. Did we go Monday? I think. So Sunday my mom goes, well, why aren't you packing your bags yet? You have to get ready to go. I said, where am I going? She goes, you're coming home with us. I said, Mom, that wasn't discussed. That wasn't part of the plan. I just thought you guys were coming up here for a weekend visit to get away from all the guys. So she's like, no, we came to kidnap you. I was like, fabulous. I said, I don't know how we're going to do this because I have nobody to watch Chloe. And Michael's working. He can't get off. It's going to be Christmas, so he's definitely not going to be able to get off. She goes, well, can you call the girl who helped us take care of Chloe last time? I said, all right, fine, I'll try. So I texted the chick that helps me take care of Chloe when I need to, because she's a lifelong friend. I've known her since, we were 7, 8, 9 years old. Our moms used to work together. That's how we know her. And I used to babysit her and her sister, and I used to babysit her kids. And yeah, so we've known each other for pretty much almost our whole lives. So I texted her. I said, hey girl, I said, I'm sorry, this is such short notice. I said, so sorry. I got a phone call. Michael called me to make me crazy and I got cut off. So I think I left off telling you that I texted my friend to ask her if she could watch Chloe on short notice. Thankfully, she said it's no problem. I love this kid. She's such a sweetheart. And I told her I didn't know how long I was going to be gone for. I would let her know as soon as I could. I was not expecting to be gone for as long as I was. I was gone for 3 weeks. I was hoping to be home maybe like a couple days after New Year's, and I kept getting delayed because my stepfather was driving me back home, but I had gotten delayed because he had 2 doctor's appointments coming up, and then he also had to wait for a prescription to come in that they couldn't send up here to New Jersey due to pharmacy laws. But so went down to North Carolina, packed up Oreo, packed up my luggage, packed up some of my yarn, and of course, me just not thinking straight, did not pack the yarn for Vlogmas. I could have, try to recoup something down there while I was, doing basically nothing. So I spent Christmas down there. I spent New Year's down there. What else? Just, yeah. January was just, January. Didn't do a lot because we had a very small snowstorm, and then last weekend we actually had a big snowstorm, not quite a blizzard, but we got a foot of snow. So Michael and I spent like the entire day shoveling out our driveway. I mean, like literally we were out in the snowstorm shoveling because we didn't want to wait till the very end and kill ourselves trying to get out. So every time our snowplow came through and pushed the snow up against our driveway, we would go out, shovel, what little bit left we had to shovel. And I have a fire hydrant in front of my house. So by town, state, federal, I don't know which law it is, I actually, because it's in front of my house, I have to shovel around it. So I did that, did our walkways. Our driveway we really didn't have to touch because we had 3 cars Tetrised in there. I just had to make enough room in the driveway for my mail person to go through. I had to do the walkway up to the fire hydrant, and I did the whole connection between me and my neighbor. What else? I only did half my driveway because my BMW, which is dead, is just sitting there. It's not moving, and nobody's coming in or out anyway. So I wasn't really worried about that. And then this weekend, North Carolina got bombarded with what they call a snow bomb. I don't know. I don't remember what they called it, but my mom and my sister had been emailing me pictures and videos this morning. They got a foot of snow. They never get that much snow. I think the last time, where did I hear it? The last time they got this much snow was 2012? Maybe? I'm not really sure. But I felt so bad. I was like, because I heard I think the beginning to the middle of last week that they were going to get some sort of system. I didn't think they were going to get that much. And usually when they get snow down there, it's gone in 2 or 3 days. Yeah, it's not going anywhere because they're going to be below freezing like all week. We're not losing our snow because it's been below freezing for the last 2 weeks. So we've had very, very little meltage here. And even today, my husband was saying that he feels bad for Oreo because she's, my small dog, and she loves running outside, but there's spots where the sun hits and just melts it just enough that if she runs, sometimes she falls right through the snow and the ice topping. So, yeah, it's, like I said, it's just been one thing after another. I did get some crocheting done, though. So I'm going to grab my little basket. I'm going to show you what I have crocheted so far, and I'm going to tell you what my plan is going forward. So give me a minute, okay? Okay, so I had to let the dogs in, and I grabbed my bucket of things I made in January. So let's get started with that. Obviously, I made my little pocket octopi. They're so cute. This is from mohumohu.com. I think I'll put the information up here if I have it. If not, once I find it, I'll put it in the description box below. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk today, can you tell? So I did those. And of course I did my little pocket monster. This is from Repeat Crafter Me. She calls it the Friendly Zombie Doll. I call it Pocket Monsters. I just, you know, I like my name. Hers is adorable. I just like to be a little bit different. And so I made him. Let's see. I made 3 hearts, 3 tiny hearts. This is from 3amgracedesigns.com. They have, obviously they have their regular size kawaiis. They also came out with minis, and these are new, they're new tinies. So they're starting to come out with tiny patterns, mini patterns, and of course they're doing their regular size patterns. So I did 3 hearts from them. I made a little puppy cup. You can tell the little cup here. And it's a little lopsided, which is fine. The feet are supposed to be over this way a little bit. And the face, or the face is supposed to be that way a little bit. I'm not really, you know, it is what it is. It was my first time making it. It's really cute. I'm keeping this one. I think this was also Repeat Crafter Me. It was a very simple, very easy to do pattern. So I love how it came out. I did a plushie. I call this my medium size octopi. Again, mohumohu.com. I think that's the name of the website. And this one I call my medium because I use a larger crochet hook and obviously blanket yarn. So it's really cute. I don't remember which. Eyes are so wobbly. I didn't put enough stuffing in. That's all right. I'm a Cancer. My zodiac sign is a Cancer, so of course I had to make a crab. He's so cute. And eyes are a little wobbly, which is fine because it kind of, you know, represents me perfectly. I honestly don't remember which website I did this off of, but again, I will look it up. I will put it in the information somewhere in this video or in the description box below. I believe this is Repeat Crafter Me. Not 100% sure, but made him. He's so cute. He's just a little guy, about the size of my hand. I made this little love slug. And this is from 3AM Craft Designs, part of their Valentine's Day patterns. So cute. So cute. I made some Yip Yips. These would be cute just, you know, to hang on somebody's locker or for a kid to hang on their doorknob or wherever you want. But these came out so cute. There is actually a larger pattern to put like larger things in, like pajamas or, you know, stuffed animals or something. So I might make that sometime this year. I made my Jumbo Octo. He's so cute. I don't remember the name of the website, but again, I will put the information where I can. So pretty. I've made so many of these. I love it. What else? That's it? Is that all I made? I have a couple of whips I've been working on, but I've either run out of material, either the yarn color or eyes or stuffing, and I just haven't gotten back to it yet. Oh, I made this. It's a little like a nesting bowl, and it's got matching balls to go with it. This is going to be a set for kids to learn their colors. So I have to weave in the outside end and the inside end. I have to weave that in. So I'm going to do a bowl. And I made 2 different size balls. You could tell how the size difference is. I don't know which one I like better. I'm actually going to ask my sister which one she would prefer. She's a kindergarten teacher. And see what she says. So she might tell me to do the smaller ones and make like 2 or 3 of them. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If worse comes to worse, I can always tear this apart and probably make 1 or 2 more balls out of that because of the size difference. Again, this yarn came from the medium octo. I must have made something else with this, but what did I make with it? I don't know. Now that's going to drive me nuts. Oh, the Poppy Cup. This was like less than a skein left of this yarn. And when I was done, I had so little yarn left. I just made like a little stress ball, a little squishy ball, or, you know, just something to, you know, toss at somebody who's annoying you. It's just a little scrap ball. That's it, with cute little eyes and a nice little smile. So that's what I've made so far in January. And now, I'm working on something else right now. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Oh my God, I'm just, so much is going on in my head right now. So where do I go from here for the year of 2026? By the way, Happy New Year. I'm sorry I did not say that. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year's, and Happy February. So, where do we go from here? Well, 2026, I want it to be a little bit better. I know I've said that in the past, but I have more ambitions this year. One, I would definitely love to move this year. I would love to be in North Carolina by the time my nephew graduates high school. Oh my God. Woo. I would love to be in North Carolina by the end of May. I don't know if that's going to happen, but there's always hope. I'd like to get back on a recording schedule again and post at least 3 times a week. I could start out at 2 times a week, maybe 3. We'll see what happens. I would love to do my Finally Friday videos again. Wednesdays, I might do a winding or whips Wednesdays. We'll have to think about that. Mondays were my crochet in the car with me while Michael played soccer. That he does not start playing soccer again, I think, until April. So in the meantime, I got to come up with something else. I don't know what, but I got to figure something else out. So I'll probably start with 2 days a week, maybe move up to 3 at some point. And then also in the meantime, we'll probably be doing a couple of series with my move and getting set up. And then, of course, we're going to have markets. I don't have a market until May, if I'm still here. But with this whole move that I plan on doing, there's actually some hiccups I have to work through, which will probably be bringing me back and forth to New Jersey quite a bit. I will get to that probably on my other channel, because what I want to do on my other channel, by the way, if you don't follow me there, please go follow me. That's Life with Ann Shell. That's going to be, I have to pick that up again. That's going to be more of my daily vlogs, cooking and cleaning, and I'm going to do a series about my moving, getting the house ready to sell, and then getting everything shipped over to North Carolina one way or the other. Like I said, there's just a whole bunch going on. I actually need to sit down, clear my head, and make a whole plan of this thing. But there's one more thing I want to show you, and then I'm going to let you go because it's actually getting quite late, and I am wanting to work on something. I don't know what, but something. So last year, not the entire year, I don't know when exactly I started this. I started saving my scraps because I saw this was a thing with other creators. So I got my one pickle jar, my gallon pickle jar, the big ones that you see on the bottom shelves at your grocery market. This one, and I filled it up. Again, I did not start this last January. I don't remember what month I started this in, but I did start saving my scraps, and I've just about filled it. It's not quite filled to the top. James would have a fit. If you know who James is, that, you know, goes nuts when everything's not completely filled to the top. You know who I'm talking about. He's on TikTok. He's awesome. From England, I believe. And that's how much I saved last year. So I want to do it again. But because I don't want to give up this jar yet, I actually want to use some of these to stuff my other projects with. I have this I have this pretty jar. that was actually a biscotti cookie jar. My grandmother got this years and years and years ago. And once she was done with this, with the cookies, she made it her piggy bank. And we actually cashed out all the coins, and it sat empty for a while. So now I'm going to use it to catch all my scraps, which you can see I've already started. And I want to see how long it takes me to fill this up. What I also want to do is I also want to save my labels from all the yarn. I don't think I have one readily available at my hands. I thought I did. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is what I'm working on now. So this one I'm working on now. This one I'm definitely going to finish this skein. But my project's not going to be finished because I'm going to need more of this yarn. I don't know how I'm going to get it because since Joann is closed, and rest in peace, I have not seen it anyplace else. Michael definitely doesn't sell it. Walmart doesn't sell it. I don't think Walmart sells it. I might have to double check that. The only other place I can find it is online. So, yeah, I might have to do that. Okay, so that is that. Yeah. I am so sorry. This was just kind of my return and my rambling at the same time, but at least you guys know I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still nutty as ever. And I plan on trying to be more involved this time around. If I do have a downfall, I will try to let you guys know. My mental health the past few months has not been great. So when I have a downfall, it's just, I have to stop. And it's usually cold turkey. So when you don't see me on here for a while, that's why. But yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. All right, I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you to my new followers that have joined me in the last couple of months. What else? Go subscribe at my other channel. That's Life with Ann Shell. Join me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on here. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you show me the love, please. And then I will see you on the next video. Have a good one. Be safe. Especially if you're in a bad weather area right now. Please, 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 please be extra safe. Stay home. And don't make it harder for everybody else who has to work out in this. Love you guys. Take care. Love you. Bye.